It started on a calm Tuesday morning, one of those quiet, golden ones where you can hear the world stretch awake. Coffee steaming, Duke snoring on the porch, solar panels glinting on the barn roof like lazy mirrors. Everything was good. Then came the text from Deputy Jenkins. You might want to check your roof. Heard Karen's back on her green crusade. I sighed so hard my coffee went cold. Karen's crusade had started after the HOA got slapped with that land fraud fine. Apparently, she'd rebranded herself as an eco-warrior, self-appointed director of environmental compliance for Silver Lake and adjacent territories. Translation: she'd found a new excuse to meddle. I figured she'd just be annoying, a few flyers, maybe a passive-aggressive Facebook rant. But I underestimated her capacity for chaos. When I walked out to the barn, something was off. The sunlight was wrong, too dim. I looked up and saw empty mounts. My solar panels, all 12 of them, were gone. For a few seconds, I just stood there, blinking, like my brain refused to process the stupidity of what I was seeing. Then I spotted tire tracks in the gravel, and one small, glittery thing in the dirt. A sequin. Karen's signature. I called Jenkins. Hey, it's me. Guess who stole federal renewable equipment off my barn? He groaned. Don't tell me. Oh, I'm telling you. Karen again? Karen again. He muttered. I'm gonna need a second pension for this woman. We followed the tracks down the road, about half a mile toward the lake. And sure enough, there she was, middle of a field. Golf cart parked like a tank. Solar panels spread out on the grass like giant dominoes. Karen was in full high-vis vest, sun hat, and holding a clipboard. She was measuring them with a tape measure. I just stared. Karen, what are you doing? She looked up, unbothered. Environmental compliance check. On my panels? She sniffed. On illegal installations. These units were emitting unauthorized glare frequencies and disrupting avian flight paths. I blinked. Unauthorized what? Birds were confused, she said indignantly. One nearly flew into my window. Jenkins rubbed his temples. Ma'am, these are county-approved solar installations. Karen wagged her pen. Not approved by the Eco-HOA division. There is no Eco-HOA division. There is now, she said, proud as a peacock. I founded it this morning. At that point, it was no longer about sanity, it was about survival. Because Karen, bless her oblivious heart, had not only removed panels worth $18,000, she'd removed federally registered equipment. Turns out, the ranch was part of a state solar initiative, panels owned jointly by the Department of Energy, DOE, and me under a clean energy grant, meaning Karen had technically just committed a federal offense. When I told her that, she laughed. Oh, please, the government doesn't care about solar panels. Jenkins smirked. Wanna bet? He pulled out his phone and called the DOE contact from the grant paperwork. 10 minutes later, the guy called back. Very interested. Apparently, unauthorized removal of subsidized renewable assets is a big deal. Within 2 hours, a black SUV rolled up the dirt road. Not the sheriff's. Not the county's federal energy investigators. Karen's face when they flashed badges? Priceless. The lead agent stepped out. Ma'am, are you responsible for the relocation of government-installed photovoltaic equipment? Karen blinked rapidly. I was protecting the birds. From sunlight, he said flatly. They were confused, she squeaked. Ma'am, you've interfered with a federally funded energy grid. Karen gasped. Grid? I thought they were decorative. The agent just stared at her. Decorative solar infrastructure? She wilted. Maybe a little bit functional? They spent an hour cataloging the scene, photographing everything. Karen kept insisting she'd return the panels once she polished them. When they told her tampering with energy equipment could result in up to 5 years of federal fines, she nearly fainted. To be fair, they didn't arrest her. The DOE just fined her personally and banned her from within 500 feet of any renewable structure, which in our county is basically half the map. By evening, the panels were back up, restored by a crew that the feds themselves sent out. Karen was still shouting down the road about solar sovereignty. as they reattached the last one. Duke barked twice, tail wagging like he understood the victory. The lead agent handed me a paper to sign. "You're all set, Judge Hale. Incident officially logged." I grinned. "Think she'll try wind turbines next?" He smirked. "If she does, call us. We'd like to watch." That night, as the sun dipped behind the hills, my panels glowed again, feeding clean power back into the grid. On my porch sat a small envelope, handwritten. "Your solar units are under neighborhood probation. Sincerely, the Eco HOA." I pinned it to my fridge with a magnet that says, "Powered by Karen's consequences." Because sometimes the best energy source is pure, renewable karma.